Science without religion is lame. Religion without science is blind. Religion is becoming more and more important in the contemporary world. Religious fundamentalism is affecting people's natural religiosity so much that the real purpose of religion is not being properly reflected in the mirror of society. The only weapon to combat this abnormal situation is the scientific study of religious sociology, which has long been neglected in India and around the world. A progressive sociologist took the lead in overcoming this shortcoming in Indian higher education, Professor Dr. Ruby Sain. Dr. Sai's ancestors lived in the then Noakhali district of East Pakistan, which is now known as Bangladesh, a liberal country in Asia. Her ancestors came to Calcutta as refugees during the partition riot in India during 1947-48. Her grandfather, late Basant Kumar Das, was an employee of Calcutta GPO. Her father, late Rasraj Das, alias Srimanta Das, was a footballer. He worked in the State Police Department of West Bengal, a state of India. Ruby is the second of 7 daughters of Rasraj and his wife Renukabala. Due to his job, his father had to relocate to different places in West Bengal. Ruby was born in Sodhpur when her father was posted in North 24 Parganas district. But Ruby was admitted to the first school as an infant in Lalgola in Murshidabad district due to transfer of her father.
Then I went to Shuti police station because my father was working there. As I had to roam from here and there, I had to take admission in different schools. Just suppose I have taken admission in class 1 or 2 or 3 in some primary school of Bajitpur area under Shuti police station. Then after completion of class 3, I went to Lalgola and then I again was admitted in some girls' school and then I completed my class 5, but due to some reason, some transferable problem, again I took admission in Tehatta Siddham Shiti Balika Vidyalaya for my father's constant transfer. So I actually took admission in different schools. Then after completion of 5 or 6 and 7, I went to Ranaghat Hemnodini Balika Vidyalaya. Then I completed my 7, 8 and 9. Then I came to Kalyani. And then again I took admission in Vidhan Chandra Memorial Girls High School. So I completed my higher secondary. During that time, there was no Madhyamik or Ucha Madhyamik or like that. We were the last batch, especially the last batch of higher secondary course, and I completed my higher secondary examination in Vidhan Chandra Girls High School of Kalyani.
In September 1984, she started her degree course with honors in sociology under Kalyani University in Nadia district and stood third in the final examination. She completed her post-graduation in 1972 from the same university and achieved the first position in sociology in the final examination.
Then, after completion of my master's course in sociology at Kalyani University in the year 1982, I started my PhD work, and that's why I requested my supervisor and guide Professor Shobit Dasgupta to work under his supervision. And Professor Shobit Dasgupta was very much glad to accept me for my PhD work. And immediately after completion of my MA in 1982, I started my PhD and automatically I was registered under his supervision. Then I thought that I thought that if I can get some job that will be very helpful for my self-sufficiency. Started my job in Rural Welfare Society in Diamond Harbour. This is one kind of NGO, and I was so happy that this was a new kind of experience to me just after completion of my academic course. So I enjoyed this work very much, and it is one kind of applied sociology, and this gives me a great experience about life and work of rural people. Then after 3 months and 23 days, again I joined in another department, and that is a government job, and that is Comprehensive Societal Development Organization. That means one developmental wing of government. So when I joined in 23rd August of 1982, I was transferred in Nalhati project, and I went there, and it was a governmental project, governmental work, and it was under the Ministry of Agriculture. So I was transferred there, and this was another kind of new experience in my life. So when I went to Nalhati to do the job of CADC, I had to roam here and there, and I got a new experience in this job also. But after certain time, that means after 2 years, I thought that I am not able to finish my research work because I was too much attached with this job. As a result, I was not getting any opportunity for proper study. So I decided to leave this institution for some time, and I joined in Kalyani University as research associate under the supervision of Professor Shudin Mukhopadhyay, and he was the professor of economics in Kalyani University, and I started some work, and after 2 years and 2 months leave, and this was basically one lien type, and then I finished my PhD work when I was engaged in Shudin Mukhopadhyay's project, because I thought that if I not come here, I cannot finish my PhD work. As a result, I finished my work, and then I went back to my office at Nalhati.
But her way to destination was not at all smooth for her. She had to reach the peak of success by overcoming one obstacle after another since her childhood.
When I was in Diamond Harbour, I had to go to different interior villages like Jharkhali, Damakhali, Kagdi, and so on in Sundarban areas. So I found the life pattern of these people in Sundarban areas. So I realized the reality in Sundarban areas during 1982. Then when I was joining CADC, that means in government institution, I had to go to different districts because it was one transferable work. or transferable job. So they transferred me from Nalhati, which is situated in Birbhum. Then I went to Purulia district. Then I went to Ranaghat, Nadia district. Haringata, Nadia, it is also situated in Nadia district. I was transferred also in Shiliguri, Naxalbari, but I postponed that because it was so far, and that time I had to face certain kind of family problems in my life. So suddenly my husband was sick due to nephrological problem. So I had to postpone that Siliguri transfer, and I requested my authority to stay in Nadia district as I am the girl of Kalyani of Nadia district. So they granted my request and I stayed in Ranaghat office, and after that in Haringata office of Nadia district. So it was a transferable job from one district to another district. But the job was very nice because it had a great experience in both urban and rural areas. But due to transferable job, I was little bit worried about my family life because in the meantime I was married with Dr. Vikas Chandra Sain. He was a doctor, and because of my married life, I thought that this transferable job is not suitable for me. So I decided to go to another job, to join in another job. Then I applied for Jadavpur University's lecturer post, and by chance, by the grace of graces, I got the opportunity to join in Jadavpur University as lecturer in sociology.
Hello, I am Dr. Saurabh Madhurde, Associate Professor, Department of Sociology, the University of Bardwan. Professor Ruby Shai has always been my mentor. From the day she saw me, she took the responsibility of teaching me as a home tutor when I opted for sociology in Kalyani University in the year 1997. Right from that point to picking me up for PhD, selecting my topic on sociological aspect of cancer, to completing my PhD, she has always been a thorough support system for me. Whatever trivial I have achieved in my life till now, the lion's share of my achievement goes to my mentor, Professor Ruby Shai. She is an embodiment of honesty, dedication, hard work, and sincerity. Whatever I have learned as a teacher, the values that I have inculcated, it has always been given by my mentor, Professor Ruby Shai. And under her erudite guidance, my thesis on health hazards and care of cancer patients, a sociological analysis, it was the first PhD in the history of the Department of Sociology, Jadavpur University. And she has been a very, very strong force in shaping my career. Very, very strong force. And she has been a mother-like figure to me. And I always inspire my students, and I always say that if you want to have a glimpse of an honest and sincere academician, please look up to my guide, Professor Ruby Shai. I have known her for the last 23 to 24 years. She has always blessed me. She has been immensely affectionate towards me, and she has always guided me in my thick and thin. and her own personal life has been full of struggles, full of highs and lows, and she has been an example of how a person, if she wants, or if he or she wants, she can or he can navigate through all those difficulties if he or she has a very strong will. So Professor Rubisha is also an exemplary figure in that way also. So in a nutshell, what I can say about my mentor, Professor Rubisha, is that I am quite blessed, and it's a God's coincidence that I have had the opportunity of meeting her, and I had the opportunity of becoming her first PhD scholar. And I wish my mentor, Professor Rubishai, a long, healthy life, and I wish her all the very best in her future endeavors. Thank you so much.
On May 31, 1984, she married Dr. Vikas Chandra Sain. He not only encouraged his wife to go ahead with her research, but supported her in every aspect. He even went from village to village with her once or twice to encourage her. On 1st September 1993, she joined Jadavpur University as a lecturer in sociology with 3 months extraordinary leave from government service.
When I joined in Jadavpur University as lecturer in sociology, there was no department of sociology as such. When we joined, just few days back, another professor joined here in Jadavpur University as professor of sociology, and he was Professor Vipul Kumar Bhadra. These two persons were teaching there, that means in Jadavpur University. So we had 17 departments, and we were responsible to teach all students of these 17 departments of engineering course. So we had no sociology department as such. That's why Professor Bhadra and myself discussed about the opening of sociology department at Jadavpur University, and after long discussion and tremendous deputation, we finally were able to establish a new department in sociology in 2001 and 2002. So from that time, we started only MPhil course in sociology. We had no as such, no department, no other courses. We had only sociology course in MPhil level. But I was head of the department in 2004 and 5, 4 to 6, and then I started master program in sociology at Jadavpur University. And after this master course, I thought that how we can develop our department of sociology in Jadavpur University. Then, to make it more vibrant, I introduced and published one journal and gave the name of that journal, that is Jadavpur University Journal of Sociology. So this journal was one kind of milestone in Department of Sociology of Jadavpur University as well as in whole West Bengal, because of Sociology in any universities of West Bengal published any journal of sociology like our journal. So it was a platform for all students, scholars and teachers for expressing their ideas in Jadavpur University Journal of Sociology. So many persons from different places came to me and asked for this journal and took journal from me. So we make or we try to make this department more vibrant. So after that, Professor Vipul Kumar Bhadra was head of the department and he was working in the department.
My name is Ernst Gramans. I'm an assistant professor of culture and leadership at the Vrije Universiteit in Amsterdam, the Netherlands. Department of Management and Organization at the School of Business and Economics. I have had the pleasure, privilege and honor to work with Professor Dr. Ruby Sain for a number of years now. And we both share an interest in trying to understand what religion means to people and how they shape, make sense of, and style and give meaning to their daily lives, and in how they work and sometimes not work together. We do so from a transdisciplinary and transcultural perspective. And when I think of Professor Ruby Sain, Professor Sain, the first thing that comes to mind in that regard is openness, open-mindedness. She's always open to new and innovative ideas. Ideas from other disciplines in social sciences and beyond. She's always open to ideas from her peers, her other academic colleagues. She's always open, and that's very important, to the ideas of her own students. The students that she supervises at bachelor level, master level, all the way up to PhD level. She empowers them to become critical thinkers, to think for themselves and investigate the topics that they deem interesting in a scientific way. Secondly, when I think of Professor Sain, I think of courage. In my own experience, topics that go under the banner of culture, topics that go under the banner of religion, oftentimes, not always, but oftentimes, tend to be very sensitive topics because they have to do with feelings, preferences, tastes, and sometimes in a very polarizing environment. It takes courage to investigate these topics and shed a scientific light upon them. Professor Sain has, in her work, time and time again, demonstrated that courage, and it's greatly appreciated. It's admirable. Thirdly, very important, Professor Sain holds very high standards. Her work is rigorous. She's not easily satisfied. However, in her approach to supervising her colleagues, to helping her colleagues and supervising her students, she does that in a very kind, compassionate, and empathetic way, thereby making it very easy, or relatively easy, for her students to meet that level, to meet those standards. And that brings me to the last point. Regardless of being a student or a professor, the most important trait that any human being can embody is kindness. And Professor Sain really is a very kind person. And I've been honored to be invited and speak before her students. And the first thing I noticed from interacting with her students was how bright they were, how smart they were, how sharp they were. Actually, they were one of the sharpest students I've ever met. And that tells me a lot. That tells me a lot about how they are educated. That tells me a lot about their teacher, which is Professor Ruby Sain. There's much more to speak about, but that would not fit into a 5-minute clip. We also both share an interest in the area of Bengal, because Bengal historically and still is a beacon of art, culture, poetry, philosophy, and all kinds of religious ideas that have sprung from that era. Everybody in the West knows about Nobel laureate Rabindranath Tagore, who's from Bengal. Many people do not know about the many female guardians of Bengali culture that helped bring forth Bengali art, poetry, religion, and so on and so forth. Professor Sain, in her work, I sometimes call her Ruby, is, with her academic work, shedding light on these women. And that work is greatly appreciated. It is seen all over the world, from Finland to Great Britain to my home country, the Netherlands, and of course all the way back to India. Again, it's an honor to collaborate with Professor Sain, and I hope to continue our collaboration in the future. Thank you. God bless.
Obo Academy University's two professors, Professor Peter Ninas and O. Morsbro, they decided to do one international research on young adults and religion. So they selected 12 countries of the world, and I was selected from India, and I was the representative of India rather. So 12 countries, America, Finland, Sweden, Canada, then Peru, Russia, Israel, and many other countries were included within that, including me. So we started this work in the year 2014 and we finished this work in the year 2018. So this was a project for 4 years. For this I had to go to London and we had one meeting in University of London and we stayed there for 5 days to exchange our ideas in different ways and how we can work in India, and we also decided how we can work in other parts of the world. So I was very much attached with this project. Actually they included me as a representative of India, and I did work in 3 universities, one in Jadavpur University, and then in Kolkata University, and then in Gaur University. So we wanted to see the situation and mental condition of students from different universities and also from rural areas, from semi-urban areas, that means suburban areas and cosmopolitan areas. So it was our great work, and we constantly worked apart from our own regular works. So we were attached with this. So finally, we finished this in 2018 and we published many books from this project. I included here 3 students of my university, and they were basically my assistant for assisting this project. Then I was involved with Lancaster University. Lancaster University was searching who is working in India on religion and religious study. And they found it from network and from website that I am working on religious study, that means on sociology of religion in Jadavpur University. and they found it from net, and they contacted me for collaborative project with Lancaster University. Then I was attached with this project. It was a project of 5 countries. Its name was BRIC project, BRIC Network Project. And we were attached with Russia, Brazil, India, and with other 2 countries, China, including China also. China was also with us. So, and obviously UK was with us. So it was a project, and its name was UK BRIC project. So the project director, David, included me in the project, and we finished the project within 2 years. It was a 2 years project. We started in 2015, we finished in 2016. So it was a 2 years project, and it was a marvelous project. And from this project, we had a great experience regarding religious network and religious works, how they are studying this religion in a different way. So that was a great experience for me, and it was a good work for this world also. Now, in the same year, in 2015, University of Hiroshima invited me for delivering lecture in University of Hiroshima in Japan. So I went there also for some other purpose, because our World Sociological Society organized one conference in Yokohama of Japan, and they selected me as co-chair of that conference, and I worked there as co-chair of the conference in my topic, and that was related to aging. So it was a great conference, and obviously international conference, which is done after 4 years, and I participated there. At the same time, I was also invited in University of Hiroshima. Dr. Togawa, Masahiko Togawa, invited me, and then I went to Hiroshima from Narita, that means from Tokyo to Hiroshima, and we stayed there for 2 days, and then we visited that famous place, Hiroshima Nagasaki bombing area. So now it has been converted into a museum. So I went there with my scholar also. She also participated with me, and now she is in Presidency University. Then after that, I went to Thailand. In 2016, I was invited by Thai University for some religious project. So then I went to Thailand in Bangkok for doing one joint project with Thai University, and the Thai professor was very much interested to work with me in future also. So we had a great connection, and this project continued for 2 years only, and then I published one paper based on this work. After that, I was invited in University of Uppsala and University of Stockholm in Sweden So when I went to Stockholm University, I delivered lecture on religious issue, and also in Uppsala University in the same subject. So university's professor told me that what I've done in India, that is purely an applied religious work, and they are working on theoretical side, but I worked on applied field. So it was very much interesting to them as I am working in applied field, because I wanted to establish the study of religion, especially academic study of religion in India. So after that, I came back in India, and again I was invited by California University, and they invited me in their Berkeley campus, and in 2017 I went to California, Berkeley, and there I delivered the lecture on women empowerment. And then I was invited by Grand Valley State University in Michigan, and from California I went to Michigan State University, which is Grand Valley State University. There I also delivered lecture, and this university, Grand Valley State University, gave me one recognition that I am the pioneer of academic study of religion in India. Seeing my activities in India, they considered me as pioneer for the academic study of religion in India. So it was also a nice experience. After that I went to Dhaka University, and they invited me for some PhD program, and also they invited me for delivering one lecture on religion and ecology, and I delivered one lecture on religion and ecology, and it was a marvelous experience, and they were also very happy, and I was also very happy for this lecture.
I am truly honored to speak about Professor Ruby Sain, a distinguished scholar and someone I've had the pleasure of collaborating with for many years. Professor Sain is not only an exceptional academic in the field of sociology of religion, but she is also a dynamic and visionary force behind the development of religious studies in West Bengal. Our collaboration began my time working with Jadavpur University in 2005, where Professor Sain and I worked closely together to establish sociology of religion as an essential field of study. Ruby played a leading role in shaping the academic direction of the program, and I had the privilege of contributing to this important work alongside her. What sets Ruby apart is not just her academic achievements, but also her tireless dedication to both her students and the broader academic community. Her deep passion for understanding how religion intersects with society, culture, and human values has always inspired me, and working together on these projects was a rewarding experience. Beyond her work at Jadavpur University, Professor Sain has always made significant contributions at Adamas University in West Bengal, where she helped shape the university's approach to religious studies. One of the most remarkable things about Professor Sain is her ability to bring people together, whether it's through her leadership at Jadavpur University, on her work at Center for the Study of Religion and Society, or Adamas University. She has natural talent for fostering dialogues that bridge gaps between different perspectives and communities. Professor Sain's research is deeply insightful, particularly in her studies of Hindu, Muslim, and Tibetan Buddhist communities. Her work has helped illuminate the ways religious communities shape their identities and respond to modern challenges in India and beyond. But beyond all of her academic accomplishments, Ruby is a deeply caring and supportive mentor. She has guided countless students, both in India and internationally, and has been a source of wisdom and friendship to me as well. Her work, her vision, and her tireless energy have left an indelible mark on religious studies in India, and I have no doubt that she will continue to inspire and lead in the years to come. Professor Sain is, without a doubt, one of the most important and unique figures in the academic world of West Bengal, and I am proud to call her a colleague and friend.
So when I came back from Oxford University, I thought that we can also establish one center. So I was so impressed from Oxford University's inspiration or influence that I thought that I can easily establish one center. Though I started my subject Sociology of Religion at Jadavpur University in the year 2009-2010 session as an optional course. And this optional course was introduced in master program, and I thought that few students will be interested for taking this course. But when I found that many students were interested to enter into this course, and they took this course as optional course. In the year 2009-2010, I started one course on sociology of religion at Jadavpur University, and it was introduced in master program. And when I introduced this course, I thought that will take or will not take. I thought that, but I found that almost whole class took this course as their optional paper. Out of 40 students, 39 students took this course as optional paper, and I was really surprised that this course has certain kind of interesting value or interesting idea. That's why students have opted for it. Then I went to different countries, and when I came back from Oxford University, then I thought that they are doing so much research on Hinduism or Buddhism or Islam or Christianity. But why? Why we are not studying this as a scientific study? So it haunted me for a long time, and then I thought that I will establish one center related to religion. Then I proposed this center in my department. The teachers of my department, they were laughing that I want to establish one center related to religion. They were laughing, but at last they approved, and it was placed in our executive council. But here, nobody was agreed to allow me to start this center. So I gave the name of this center as Center for the Study of Religion and Society. And after long tolerance and long torture, mental torture, it was finally approved in 2011 in 21st December of 2011. So this was a new kind of center for the study of religion and society academically, and it became one of the most important center for study of religion and society, not only in West Bengal or India, but in South Asia also. Then I started different kinds of research work in the center. I published many books related to religion. One of my famous scholar come friend, Ferdinando Sordella, also came here, and he was also very much interested to publish a book with me. So we published one important book, The Religious Study.
Well, Ruby Shai. Ruby Shai is not just a name, but Ruby Shai is a symbol. It is a symbol of wisdom, it is a symbol of integrity, it is a symbol of grace in the realm of academia. Just as the gemstone ruby is known for its rarity, is known for its brilliance, our ma'am also shines that much brightly with her deep insights and her immense contributions to the field of sociology. For those of you who are acquainted with sociology, or at least cognizant about this discipline, you very well know that it is primarily a theoretical discipline. But Ruby ma'am's understanding of the subject of sociology is very different compared to that of others. Why do I say so? Because she has this capacity to take the subject far beyond just theory. She has this magical capability of weaving the subject into the fabric of human experience, into the fabric of human understanding, and that is exactly why she can make complex ideas so easily accessible and so easily relevant to the challenges of our time. And I'm not just talking about our time, I'm talking about whichever time, whichever situation we put her into. 2004, 2014, 2024, whichever. I have personally known her since the year 2014, which makes it a decade now. And one thing I have observed about her in all these years, one thing I have noted about her in all these years is, as a teacher, as a PhD supervisor, she is unparalleled. Ruby ma'am is unparalleled. Why? Because she has this motherly touch to being a supervisor. Just like she listens to her own son, just like she tries to understand the situation of her own son, just like she tries to nurture the potential of her own son, she does the same with us, with all her scholars, as far as I have noted. And I am no anomaly. I have been working under her supervision for many years now, and she never gave me a chance to complain. I mean, how patient, how motherly, how caring can a supervisor be? You can only understand that through Ruby ma'am. She is an embodiment of all kinds of motherly affection to her, and that is something which draws her scholars to her, which attracts scholars from all around the world to her. Ma'am, right from the beginning, always encourages all her scholars to question, to explore, and to push the boundaries of conventional thought. But at the same time, mind you, at the same time, she also ensures that we never lose sight of the human element in our research, in our work. Because humanity is above everything else. That is what ma'am has taught us right from the start. Let me quote this in Bengali. Ma'am always used to say, or even says this now to her existing scholars and to all her students, that যাই হয়ে যাক না কেন সবার আগে মানুষ হবি। মানুষ হওয়াটা সবথেকে বড় কাজ, জানিস তো? তুই যে কোনো কাজই করিস না কেন, মানুষের থেকে, মনুষ্যত্বের থেকে বড় দামি আর কিচ্ছু নেই পৃথিবীতে। অ্যান্ড this is something with which we are resonating now, as we are also growing from, or we have also grown from just a simple student to a research assistant to a scholar to an assistant professor, and now maybe to a head of the department of a particular discipline in any particular college. Her words ring in our ears even today. And even today, when we find ourselves in a fix, the first person to call is our mother. At least I'm talking about myself. The first person I call is my mother. That "Ma ki korbo?" And if my mother does not pick up the phone, it is always "ma'am." Always. And that is how it has been for the last 10 years. যে ম্যাম বুঝতে পারছি না, ম্যাম একটু গাইড করে দেবেন, and come what may, personal problems, professional problems, she is always there to lend you a ear. And that is why the kind of rapport we share with her is something unimaginable for anyone in academia, because she is always so lovely. Always she is a lovely human being to interact with, to vent out to. Right from the beginning of my academic journey under her supervision, she has been extremely patient. She has been supporting me unstintingly, and she has been my anchor in my academic journey. That is all I can say, because she brought out in me a side which I was never aware of. She fueled my determination in a way that nobody else could. And I'm so grateful to her for that. I'm so deeply, immensely grateful to her for that. And so, ma'am, thank you for not only being my mentor, for not only being my teacher, for not only being my supervisor, but for just being there. Thank you for just being there, ma'am. Your presence means everything to us. You have no idea how inspiring you are, how inspiring you are to us on a day-to-day mundane basis. We learn a lot from you, ma'am. We learn how to balance our duties as a mother, as a wife, as a teacher, as a daughter. We have learned it everything from you. I have learned it everything from you. At least, if I'm to talk about myself, these are some things which I am able to do now in a proper manner just because I have learned these things from you. I have seen you, and that is how I have grown from what I was in 2014 to what I now am in 2024. And I believe that your impact on my growth is immeasurable. Immeasurable. It is beyond words. It is inexplicable and immeasurable. So I will forever be grateful to you, ma'am, not just for your presence in my academic journey, but for your presence in my life. Thank you for being the star in the darkness of my life. Thank you for guiding me on the right track. Thank you for listening to me whenever I had lots to say. Thank you for your time, because nowadays that is the most precious gift you can give to anybody, and you have always given me your time. So thank you, ma'am. I don't think there is a second person like you. No matter in which part of the world I am, wherever I go, wherever I be, you will always be one of the most influential and impactful persons of my life. Thank you, ma'am.
I and Padinandu Sordela discussed about publishing one book on religion, because he came to my house for our joint research, and he stayed for 1 week at my Kolani residence, and we were together working, discussing, and so many things, and at my home, in Kolani home. And then we thought that we would publish one book related to religion, and that's why the Sociology of Religion, Past, Present and Future was published in 2013, and this is a great job for us, and it was then published in academia.edu. So different scholars from different parts of the world read this book, and they congratulated me and Padinandu Sordela for our book. So it was first work with Padinandu Sordela and myself, and this has a tremendous effect. Even my scholars, they all took many copies of this book. So I organized different conferences with different countries, with Swedish universities, with Finnish universities, with UK universities, with Canadian universities and so on at my Center for the Study of Religion and Society. Then it was known to all persons that there is a Center for the Study of Religion within Sociology department at Jadavpur University. And it is the first landmark because sociology was established in West Bengal since 1964, and Kolani University was the pioneer university for introducing sociology at university level. But since 1964 to 2011, we have to wait for one Center for the Study of Religion and Society in Department of Sociology. And this is one obviously a landmark for our research potentiality and academic performance.
Swadesh Pujyate Raja, Vidyan Sarvatra Pujyate. These words in Sanskrit are hardly more applicable for any other person than my guru, my mentor, my teacher, RS ma'am. While being under her tutelage, I have travelled with her to different places. By doing so, I have had first-hand experiences of how she treats her seniors and juniors alike. And that is the biggest example of teaching per se. That is the academician I really aspire to be. She has profoundly shaped not only my understanding of the discipline, but also the values that guide my life. Ma'am has been more than just an educator. She is a mentor, a guide, and a true inspiration. In her classroom, sociology wasn't just about theories and concepts. It was about understanding the world and our role in it. But beyond the lessons on society, culture, human behavior, she taught me something even more valuable: the importance of empathy, kindness, and integrity. She showed me that true knowledge isn't just found in textbooks and theories, but in how we treat others and the world around us. I would like to share a very small personal experiences, over here. Even if there is, say a small single food item and around 10 students, for example, inside her cabin, she always ensures that everyone gets an equal share before she takes any for herself. Sharing is caring. RS ma'am is a living example of that. Ma'am, your wisdom and guidance have left an indelible mark on our hearts. You have taught us not just how to think critically, but how to live meaningfully. For that, we will always be grateful. Thank you for being more than a teacher. Thank you for being the benevolent beacon in sociology. Thank you for shaping who I am today. Thank you, ma'am.
So when I went to Oxford University, I found that different scholars are working there on different kinds of religion. Somebody is working on Buddhism, somebody is working on Islam, Christianity, Hinduism, and so on. Zoroastrianism, Taoism, Confucianism, and so on. But one thing, I never saw this kind of academic study of religion in India. But India is the rich country and it has some heritage for religious study in India. Because India was the first country where we got the Sanatan Dharma. The Sanatan Dharma, which was later declared as Hindu Dharma. It was the first religion in India which teaches us tolerance, which teaches us obedience, which teaches us norm, values and everything. But it has been totally disappeared in Indian context. Why it was disappeared? I never got any clue for this. But I was very astonished seeing the work of the European professors, UK professors, Canadian professors, American professors. They are working, and even their students are very much interested on it. They are technologically very, very solvent, as well as they are academically very much sound, especially in the context of religious study. Then I thought that I will obviously start one center which will work on this religious study. After establishment of this center, I thought that I will start one course. That's why I started one course, one PG diploma course in society, religion and social work. This is also a new kind of study in India, and obviously here I have included all kinds of religion: Hinduism, Buddhism, Christianity, Zoroastrianism, Judaism, Islam, everything, along with their religious texts like Bible, Bhagavad Gita, Quran, Tripitaka, and so on. So, when students are studying this kind of thing, they are expressing their ideas that it is a new kind of ideas, and they are so much interested, and they are taking this course with love, with their passion and everything. So this course is a new course, but previously my colleagues were laughing, my university friends were laughing that I want to establish one center for the study of religion and society, and you can imagine I wanted to establish it in Jadavpur University. You know, this university has a special characteristic, and everybody knows about that this is a new kind of university which has a special interest on some areas. So, but in spite of that interest, I was interested for establishing this course and this center, and it was now approved by students. Even my colleagues are now interested in religious study, and they are now interested to take some classes on this issue. So it is my success that at least the persons who are loving are interested now in the academic study of religion nowadays. It's a new way of studying religion. So we had an idea that religion is a bogus thing. Religion gives us certain kind of thing that will make us sannyas or rishis or shears or like that. No, it is not like that. Religion is something which gives us a certain kind of values, norms, and that obviously within this indigenous context.
Professor Emerita Dr. Ruby Sain is one of the preeminent scholars of the sociology of religion in India, and it has been my great fortune as a scholar in the same field here in Finland to have had the opportunity to work together with her on several research projects. She has contributed her expertise in her own fields of study, but she has also been an excellent gate opener for us Finnish scholars into the field in India, connecting us with so many promising new scholars from her own students, and also to other institutions throughout India. Apart from this professional collaboration, I've also had the great fortune of getting to spend some time with Dr. Sain and her family, to get to know them. I've even gotten to spend some time living in her apartment in Kolkata. I've also gotten the chance to host her and her family here in Finland. And all of these things have been not only eminently pleasant, they've also been enriching in my life in many different ways.
Introducing myself, so I am Dr. Sain, and I am son of Professor Ruby Sain. So previously when someone said to me that a biography is going to be made, I was quite taken aback, because the only biography at all times during my career and during my life that I had seen and I had always looked up to was that of Dr. Devi Shetty's, on when he came back from the England in 1987, and then he started evolving as a physician. I think my mother's journey has been of a similar kind. So, there's a movie line that says, life's a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get unless you open it. So, I think I've seen my mother closely and I can very much correlate to this. Part of my life and whatever I have learned till date has been due to the uttermost blessings caused to me by my mother, and part of it is also a reason that I got through so many chances is because of the wide and huge worldwide traveling that we covered. So what happened is, from the age of 14 and during my early teenager, the exposure that I had got had fetched me an edge over the others. So, and how did I get this? It's simply because of my mother. So, right away during my teenage life and whenever the vacations I used to get, so I used to always get consumed with vacations, and that used to be her education traveling that she used to do. So I remember starting my traveling ahead in my journey in my life, and then we started off by traveling to Sweden, followed by Canada, followed by Barcelona, followed by her long stay in the Oxford. Probably a part of the reason that I intend to finish the later stage of my life and pursue my medicine career further in the UK is because of my exposure and my early inclination that I had developed towards the UK. And throughout my life, I've seen like how academically evolving she has been. In my life, when I used to be a toddler, like I used to get back from school, I used to see her scholar sitting down at my place, and that time, and then they used to like carry out their work. So every time or the other, like there was some sort of publication, some sort of research work, some sort of teaching that was going on throughout. So I think that has set our mind in one track way that that is why we furnish ourselves to be into the field of this academics. The next thing that I would like to say is that is the relevance of the work that she has done, which is of utmost and vital importance. So I'll tell you. So there was this particular moment back in the year 2004 when one of our dear friend who has now evolved into a family friend had visited Calcutta from Sweden. So his name is Dr. Ferdinando Sardella. So Ferdinando was an Italian-born guy who grew up in Sweden and had started his research back in Sweden. So back in the year 2004, that's when I believe was the root. That's when the root spread of the relevance of the studies that she has been doing till date, and that was created by her and a very old family friend of ours, whose name is Dr. Ferdinando Sardella. Well, over the years he has turned to be our family friend. So what happened was, back in the 2004, Ferdinando, who happens to be an Italian-born guy, grew up in Sweden and had started his research and doctoral degree work back in University of Gothenburg. So that time he had visited India and he was hopelessly wandering about from many places, in the north, in the south, in the west, in Calcutta, various places across Calcutta, many universities, until the time he met my mother. And that's when both of them discussed a lot of things on to find the basis and origin of the Vaishnava culture and to explore the significance of the Hindu religion and the importance of religious studies. Back in 2004, they just had this brainchild and then they started evolving until the year 2008, when my mother tried to first establish the Center for the Study of Religion in Jadavpur University. It was filled with so many obstacles. It took around 1.5 years to get an approval just because of the topic that it was based on the fact that it's religious based. As you already know, our surname Sain is traditionally inherited from the great Saibari of Bardhaman, whose massacre and killings have been a well-known story across the ages, across the decades of people born in Bengal, and it has spread worldwide.
My scholars, PhD scholars, are interested to do certain kind of research on this area, especially on religious aspect. So they have done research on religious issues, such as religion and healing, religion and food, religion and the society, and so on. Religion and aging, religion and youth and everything. So they have done different kinds of research related to sociology and religion. So it has been very much interesting for my scholars, and in 2018 I was retired from Jadavpur University by force because of Mamata Banerjee's wrong decision for our teaching community. She decided suddenly, like Taimur Long, that all professors will retire at the age of 60. In spite of our retirement at 65, because of Mamata Banerjee's wrong decision, I, along with 35 great professors in Jadavpur University, was bound to retire before our retirement. So it was a great loss for Jadavpur University, for West Bengal, as well as for India, especially for this academic study of religion. And then I joined at Adamas University as emeritus professor. Just after my retirement, they took me with respect, and I am working there as emeritus professor. And now we have done many works based on religious study, and that is very much interesting to our scholars, to our teachers, to our students also.
I know Ruby ma'am from 2018 very closely. Before that, I just heard about her. But from 2018 till date, she has been my inspiration and my guide, friend and philosopher in every field, be it in my personal or professional field. Ruby ma'am always helped me. She is a genius teacher, and she is a genius human being, and she is always helpful for everybody. I call her subaltern teacher because she helped everybody without any kind of discrimination. So I am always grateful to Ruby ma'am because she has given me lots of opportunity to visit to foreign also. So I admire her a lot.
Hello ma'am, hope you are doing well. Thank you ma'am for giving me this opportunity to speak about you. Hello everyone, this is Dr. Madhurima Dasgupta, presently Assistant Professor of Sociology at the Neotia University, West Bengal, India. If I have to talk about Professor Ruby Sain ma'am, whom I know her since the year 2010 in Jadavpur University from the Department of Sociology. She was my teacher who taught me subjects like Indian society, research methodology and computer applications. She has guided, motivated and inspired me a lot as a teacher, and even during PhD she helped me a lot to guide during my research. So I'm immensely grateful to a great teacher like her for guiding me, motivating me and for framing me and making me to who I am. Thank you, ma'am, for everything that you do for me as your student. Thank you so much. Take care.
Hello, I'm Dr. Shiva Khalid. I'm Professor of Sociology at MIT University, Lucknow campus. Today I want to express my deepest gratitude and heartfelt appreciation to the person who has been a guiding star throughout my academic journey, Professor Dr. Ruby Sain. She has been more than a mentor to me. She has been a source of inspiration, wisdom, and unwavering support to me. Professor Ruby's guidance has been a cornerstone in shaping my academic life. From the very beginning of my PhD journey, her belief in my potential fueled my passion of research. She didn't just teach me to be a scholar, but she taught me to think critically, to question the world around me, and push the boundaries of my own understandings. Throughout my research, there were moments of doubts, challenges, and time when I felt overwhelmed. But Professor Sain's encouraging words always brought me back on track. Her patience and kindness are something I will carry with me forever. She has this incredible ability to see beyond the work and recognize the person behind it. Her mentorship touched not just my academic growth, but my heart too. Thank you so much for everything, Dr. Professor Ruby Sain, for everything from bottom of my heart. Thank you so much.
Hello, I'm Kitasha. Today I'm here to wish my dearest ma'am, Professor Ruby Shai, a very happy Teachers' Day. She has been, I'm blessed to have her as my guide, mentor since my university days. She has always been kind, generous in not only imparting lessons but also imparting wonderful lessons that has been very helpful in making me tackle the hurdles of life. So I wish her good health, happiness, and further all the successes that the world can offer to her. I wish ma'am a very happy Teachers' Day. Thank you, ma'am.